If you're looking for a mid-range smartphone that can last more than 24 hours straight, can withstand any weather, and has a bright display perfect for outdoor activities, the realme 15T 5G is a decent option. It boasts a massive 7000 mAh battery in a relatively slim form factor with a variety of IP certifications for dust and water resistance and a 4000 nits AMOLED display. But as an overall daily driver, is it the one for you? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get into it. As always, honest disclaimer, this video is not sponsored or paid, but Realme did send us a review sample for me to share with you my honest thoughts. They will not see this video or even my script prior to release. Now, one of the key selling points of the realme 15 5G is the massive 7000 mAh battery, and they were able to fit it in a relatively thin and lightweight form factor. As per my usual PC Mark Work 3.0 battery life benchmark with 50% brightness and volume, it was able to last a whopping 24 hours and 18 minutes. This is by far the longest lasting smartphone I've ever tried. And surprisingly, I was also able to charge it from 10% to 100% in just over an hour. And Realme also claims you can charge it to 50% in half an hour thanks to its 60W Super VOOC charging technology. And yes, it also features bypass and reverse charging for those who need it. As you can tell, the design is also quite nice. It's minimal, features subtle texture, and a fingerprint-resistant finish. And aside from that, it also boasts 3 different IP ratings, IP66, 68, and 69 for dust and water resistance, perfect for any outdoor activity for the entire day and more. Now, another key selling point of this smartphone is the bright display. We have a 6.57-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with up to 120Hz refresh rate and up to 4000 nits peak brightness. Again, perfect for outdoor use. And the bezels are also relatively slim with perfectly rounded corners. Now, this display is also color accurate with 100% DCI-P3 color coverage, and as you can tell, the colors are indeed fairly vibrant with good viewing angles. And as expected at this price range, the display is not LTPO and just switches between 60 and 120Hz depending on application demand. But honestly, it doesn't matter with its long-lasting battery. Apparently, it also has stereo speakers, taking advantage of the earpiece, albeit with the lower volume output. But it's an appreciated feature nonetheless. Here's a quick sound test for you guys. Imagine a mid-range smartphone offering a bunch of flagship-level gaming features and performance. That's what the realme 14 5G brings to the table. It features a highly capable Snapdragon 6
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game.
As for the user interface, we have Realme UI 6.0, which has a variety of nifty features and some AI capabilities as well. Browsing through the user interface is fairly smooth, but out of the box, we have a good amount of pre-installed applications, though of course, you can easily uninstall them if you want. Now, what stands out to me the most in terms of its features is the mini capsule that supports up to 10 interactive information overlays like charging, step counter, timer, and more. But the only third-party application supported, at least for now, is Grab. Now, aside from that, we also have AI Smart Loop, which allows you to quickly and easily share images and files to supported applications. We also have Circle to Search, which sort of functions like Google Lens, but better, since you can use it with pretty much anything on the screen. And aside from that, another nifty AI feature of the smartphone is when it comes to photo editing, featuring the so-called AI Edit Genie. Essentially, all you have to do is either use voice command or type in your edit request, and it will get the job done. Well, mostly. It's a fun way to do it, but not without limitations. It's only unlimited for the first month, but after that, you are limited to 10 commands per day, so yeah. Anyways, moving on to performance, the realme 15T 5G is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 6400 Max processor with a Mali G57 MC2 GPU with either 8GB or 12GB of RAM and 256GB or 512GB of storage. The RAM, by the way, as usual, can be extended using the available internal storage up to 26GB. Now, with those specifications, my sample scored 602,944 in Antutu benchmark, which is decent enough for casual day-to-day tasks like social media browsing, video consumption, and content creation. However, I honestly wouldn't pick this smartphone if mobile gaming is one of my top priorities, especially for higher graphics intensive games like Call of Duty Mobile, Wuthering Waves, and Genshin Impact. I had to set the settings on these games to either their default settings or lower to achieve playable frame rates. Though in lighter games like Honor of Kings, which by the way is supported up to 90 FPS, is perfectly fine even at maximum settings. So yeah, it depends on the games you play. And yes, like with any Realme phones, we also have a nifty gaming assistant feature that you can toggle from the side. Things like power modes including the GT mode, temperature information, and a variety of features that could provide you either with some sort of competitive advantage or ease of use are available here. Like AI motion control, network optimization, touch optimization, and my favorite, system stats overlay, which makes benchmarking between settings a lot easier. Now before we move on, let me just share all the benchmarks that I ran on the realme 15T 5G. Surprisingly, the cameras on the smartphone are quite decent as well, especially at this price range, albeit it only has 2, but more on that in a second. The 50-megapixel rear camera produces decent quality photos, and for the most part, good image processing too. I specifically like the normal photo mode as it produces fairly natural looking images with just enough contrast, details, and sharpness with natural looking colors, especially when it comes to skin tones, warm but not too dramatic. The portrait mode is a bit of a hit or miss, especially when it comes to bokeh or background separation. It doesn't look too natural for my preference. And for some reason, some photos are somehow left unprocessed in terms of the HDR effect, resulting in blown highlights. But when it works quite well, balancing both the shadows and the highlights. Now, the selfie camera is what I'm actually excited about, now at 50 megapixels. The image quality is outstanding at its price range, producing pleasing but natural looking selfies. The default retouching is just enough to make you look good while still maintaining some imperfections, making it more organic and not overly processed. Results may vary though depending on the lighting and angle as you can see here, but for the most part, selfies look really good. However, I cannot get past the fact that it doesn't have an ultra-wide angle camera. I can get by without a telephoto camera, but an ultra-wide angle camera is a must for me. How about you? Let me know in the comments. Overall, to conclude, if you don't mind not having an ultra-wide angle or a telephoto camera, and you're not a hardcore mobile gamer, the realme 15T 5G could be a decent option for you, especially if your priority is longer battery life, durability, and a brighter display for outdoor activities. The selfie camera is top-notch at this price range, and the outstanding battery life is simply one of the best in its class. If you can get this on sale or with a voucher, the better. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Realme for sending this in. You can get this using the link below. Now, if you're looking to grab a new monitor, check out my recent video by clicking this. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day guys, you're awesome.